The war has ended, but only in words. These are Munira al-Najjar's latest words. She's an English teacher in Gaza, and I had shared one of her poems about what it has felt to be a mother in Gaza a few months ago. I'm going to read you her latest words. The war has ended, but only in words. They say the war has ended, and maybe it has in the statements coming from the White House, but here in Gaza, I assure you it hasn't. Not in our streets, not in our homes, not in our hearts. I want to tell you about just one ordinary day yesterday. For a brief moment, we thought maybe, just maybe, life was returning. We started buying our daily needs again: food, sugar, oil, flour, the simple things that mean survival. That morning, though, I woke up uneasy. The news sounded bad. Something in my heart whispered, the war will come back. So I told my husband, let's go to the market and get what we can: sugar, flour, oil, tuna, corn, luncheon meat, anything that can last. We left around noon. The streets were crowded, people rushing to buy whatever was left. And what we lived through during the famine, I swore I'd never let my children go hungry again. I wanted enough food to last at least 3 to 4 months, a mother's desperate insurance against the return of hunger. We searched everywhere in Nusrat camp for flour, but there was none. Finally, one shopkeeper said, come back this evening, I'll have some. By evening, news came that the crossings would be closed, and panic spread quickly across the city. We still went back to the shop. Fear didn't matter anymore. Hunger had taught us courage. When we arrived, the price of flour had gone up. The shopkeeper refused to accept bank transfers, only cash. Earlier that morning, he would have accepted a transfer, but after hearing about the closure, he raised the price and insisted on cash. People were pushing, shouting, their faces filled with panic and pain. The air itself felt heavy with desperation. I was pulling and dragging the heavy cart with my son Ali beside me, helping as best as he could. The cart was so heavy and the streets so broken that along the way, Ali became frustrated and scared. Mama, is this real life? Why do we have to live like this? He cried, tears streaming down his face. Cars rushed past with sirens blaring, ambulances carrying the wounded and the martyrs. I held back my own tears. I tried to comfort him, though I felt the same helplessness deep inside. About 2 hours after the initial closure announcement, another update came. The crossings would reopen for humanitarian aid. Just like that, in a matter of hours, our lives swung between fear and relief, between chaos and false calm. When we finally reached home, exhausted and in pain, the strain of carrying such heavy loads hit me fully. My back and arms ached unbearably, and I spent the rest of the day lying in bed completely drained. My children looked at me with wide eyes. Mama, what are those sirens? The explosions? Has the war started again? Why the flour? Why did you buy so much? I tried to find answers, tried to reassure them. I told them, no, my loves, the war has not returned. We're just storing some food, that's all. This is just one day in Gaza. Can you imagine what nearly 2 years of days like this feels like? We are exhausted, physically, mentally, emotionally, and yet your compassion keeps us standing. Your support, your prayers, your messages, they remind us that humanity still exists beyond these walls of destruction. Munira. If you can support Munira and her family, please do. I've tagged her in this video.